Hey, I'm Kate and I'm continuing with my bookshelf tour. I already did 2 parts of my bookshelf tour. The first one was my graphic novel collection and the second one was the tour of my main shelf where I keep my read books and some of my unread books. The shelf that I'm going to show you today are all of my unread books, so all these books are on my TBR. There are a lot of them, so I won't talk a lot about every book. I will just say the title of the book and the author's name. I will first show you the overview of this bookshelf. Actually, this is not a bookshelf, but I am keeping my books on it because I don't know where else to put them. So yeah, let's begin with the tour. Enjoy! This is the overview of the bookshelf. As you can see, this is not a real bookshelf, but I'm using it as one because I have no idea where else to put my books. On the left side of the TV you can see my stack of mangas. You can see these mangas in my graphic novel collection video, and on the right side there's my improvised bookshelf made out of wooden crates. And I won't show you the books on the far right shelf. I won't show you books on this shelf because those are my college books. And let's begin with the first shelf. This is the first shelf. Here I keep my fantasy novels. Most of them are on this shelf, but I have some on the second one. This is my model for drawing. Let me put him away, and now on to the books. Amazonia by James Rollins. Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. And Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, all by J.R.R. Tolkien. The Eye of the World, The Great Hunt, and The Dragon Reborn, all by Robert Jordan. Magician Apprentice, Magician Master, The Silver Thorn, The Darkness at Satanon, all by Raymond E. Feist. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep or Blade Runner by Philip K. Dick. This is not fantasy, but I keep it on this shelf. The Lost World by Michael Crichton. Guardians of the West, King of the Murgos, Demon King of Karanda, Sorceress of Darshiva, and Series of Kel, all by David Eddings. Castle of Wizardry, Enchanter's Endgame, again these two books are by David Eddings. Titus Grown, Gormenghast, Titus Alone, all three by Mervyn Peake. Hero of Ages, The Well of Ascension, these two are by Brandon Sanderson. I do have the first one, but I am borrowing it at the moment. The Warded Man, The Desert Spear, The Daylight War, all three by Peter V. Brett. Temple of the Winds, Soul of Fire, Faith of the Fallen, The Pillars of Creation, Death of Bones, all these are by Terry Goodkind. This finishes the first shelf, on to the second one. This is the second shelf. Here I keep different things, a little bit of fantasy, a little bit of sci-fi, and some other things. First, here I have a little beer bottle. I kept it because I think it is really cute because it's so small. Now I will show you all the books. The Martian by Andy Weir. The Lost World and Other Stories by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Speaker for the Dead by Orson Scott Card. Altered Carbon by Richard Morgan. Brazil by Ian MacDonald. The Desolation Road by Ian MacDonald. Dark Matter by Michelle Paver. The Storm Front by Jim Butcher. The Black Company, Shadowlinger. The White Rose, all by Glenn Cook. The Archived by Victoria Schwab. Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. The Mist by Stephen King. The Lies of Loch Lamora by Scott Lynch. Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor. Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. Night Film by Marisha Pessel. Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. Man and Boy by Tony Parsons. 500 by Matthew Quirk. Assassin by Thomas Gifford. Into the Darkest Corner by Elizabeth Haynes. The Fateful Place by Tana French. The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins. Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux. The King in Yellow by Robert W. Chambers. And the last thing on this shelf is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. These are the last books that I have to show you. I didn't have anywhere to put them, so I made these wooden crate improvised bookshelves. I have a little DIY video and I will link it in the description box if you're interested. I will start from the top shelf. Damien by Herman Hesse, Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov, Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, and I forgot to mention that I keep my classics in these wooden crates, at least the ones that I haven't read. I guess I'm supposed to read this as SNUFF by Victor Pelevin, The Tin Drum by Günter Grass, East of Eden by John Steinbeck, The Thousand Autumns by Jacob de Zoet by David Mitchell, The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. I don't keep just my classics on this shelf, there are a couple of other books. The Secret Speech by Tom Rob Smith, Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde by Junot Diaz. That with Interruptions by Jose Saramago. And the last book here is The Bridge Over Drina by Ivo Andrić. Now moving on to the lower shelf. First here you can see The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I keep this book on display because I really love this cover. Process by Franz Kafka. The Three Musketeers by Alexandre Dumas. Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. Foucault's Pendulum by Umberto Eco. The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. And the last book here is Necronomicon by Howard H. Lovecraft. So those were all of my books. I know there are a lot of them and I have no idea when I'm going to read all of them, but I will try. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye!